I want to do a Transformer finance discussion today that came up recently when I was talking with one of my friends about a figure he's been trying to pick up for a while now, but has been dumbfounded by the price. The Transformers Titan Returns Generations Deluxe Class Twin Twist, which its original MSRP back in 2017 would retail for $16.99, about $17. Could be a little different in other regions, but more or less that. Today, that figure goes between $65 to $100 loose and carded between $100 and $150. A insane markup from its original MSRP. When you think about after taxes, about $20. So to get like easily 5 or 6 times the value, maybe even more if you kept it carded, pretty crazy. And when you dive even into the more superior Legends Sakamoto version, which had a slightly better paint scheme, and it came with Spoil Sport, the original Target Master for Sure Shot, but it came with him as a little extra bonus. You're talking $150 to $200. It's a pretty crazy figure to get. But it goes into the discussion that I have a lot of times, which is sometimes certain figures, they only have a crazy value, not because of rarity. And granted, that Twin Twist, he came out kind of in a weird time when it's the near the end of a wave and maybe distribution isn't as good. But there's another thing going on with that Twin Twist character, and that has to do with best version of a character. And with Transformer collectors, that's literally how the entire third-party market exists, is that we're always in that pursuit of the best version of a character, that even in certain cases we're willing to buy unlicensed, unofficial third-party goods if it is the best version of that character, or sometimes the only version of that character. Heck, Twin Twist at one point had a third-party release that was quite popular. It was repainted into a TFCon exclusive too that I worked on. I think it was Prototype Z or Protoform Z. I don't remember. It's been so many years. But the point is that that's what's really going on here. And, you know, you're talking a character, 1985 trademark issued for the Flip Changer and, Jump Starter. And then trademark dies, they don't do anything with it, and then 2013 they have that Fall of Cybertron Brawl Combiner repaint. They call it Twin Twist. That was in 2013. What happens? 4 years pass, they refresh the trademark. 2017 happens, and then we have this rare figure. So we all know how this is going to work. 2021 is when the refresh for the trademark will happen again. It's only a matter of time. It'll happen within the 3 years that we'll probably see something else of this character. But will it be a better version? Maybe. Could be a better version. Could be a crappier version. We don't know. But the point is that right now this thing commands the value that it does because of its slight limited, I don't want to say it's rare, but it was a limited figure that was kind of harder to get in retail, but there's still plenty of them out there. And then you combine that with the fact that you also have the fact that it's the best version of that character currently. That's what usually causes that. I know for a fact that we're probably going to get, at some point, we're going to probably get a non-Titan Master, non-Headmaster gimmick, very much great update of the old Generation 1 character, done in that style, done in that color scheme, and it'll totally throttle the value of the secondary market version of this Titan Returns version. And the reason why I say that so confidently is because I'm reminded of a figure not too long ago that had the same story. Back in 2010, we had the Reveal the Shield line, and we had the Special Ops Jazz. And that figure, original MSRP, $12.99, almost $13, $15 with tax, depending on state. That figure, after it came out of allocation, and it was done in distribution, and it was retired, and it wasn't in the market anymore, it skyrocketed because it really was the best Jazz figure available. And by the time you get to like 2012, 2013, that figure was commanding between $50 to $70 loose. It was crazy. And I remember Jaws D, who collects Jazz figures. He got this one brand new, but he wanted to get maybe 2 or 3 more for customs or something. And it was getting pretty crazy to the point that there were so many repaints of this version of the character that you were almost better off getting those repaints. I think there was like a G2 version of it. There was the wheelie repaint. There was the tread shot repaint. There was the stepper repaint. The long arm version from Shattered Glass. The kickover, which was kickoff. There was going to be a Nightbeat one. Like, there were so many different repaints of that mold, but everyone wanted that first original one because that would be, at that point, the best version of a modern G1 Jazz. There wasn't even a masterpiece. So this was about as good as it was going to get. And the value skyrocketed for it. And it held that value for many years. And then a year and a half ago, we started having Studio Series 86 rumbling. And then the moment that Jazz Deluxe from Studio Series 86 came out, the value plummeted on that thing. People were selling their Jazzes in all of the message boards, and they didn't want their Special Ops Jazz anymore that originally commanded that $50 to $100 value loose. It's crazy, but that's how it is, because now here's our better version Jazz. And so that old one doesn't matter anymore, and the value completely decreases. Has nothing to do with rarity or difficulty to get. It's the best version. And the market spoke. Now there's a better version, and now that's going to be that. And look, if you're an investor speculator, pick up an extra Studio Series 86 Jazz and throw it in the back of the closet. I guarantee if you come back to it in a year or two, it's going to have some value. You'll definitely get your MSRP back, deluxe price, wherever you purchased it from, no problem, for sure. Until a better version of that one shows up, until a masterpiece is made or something. Then you could kind of even out that value. But that's really what is going on here with that twin twist and the conversation I had with my friend, is that stuff just completely goes up and down based on if it's the best version or not of that character. And in the case of Jazz, it's going to be that for now. And in the case of Twin Twist, until something else comes. And that's always how it is. And that's one of the best ways to really speculate and understand value of Transformer toys sometimes, outside of the limitedness, verity, or something that's a masterpiece or a high-end ticket item. Sometimes it's just about it. Is this the best version of this character I could get? Or sometimes the only version of a character. That's why something like a Pretender Shell Bludgeon or Thunderwing back in the day was such a valuable item, because for the longest time it was the only interpretations of those two characters that had a big footprint in the Marvel comic books. Now we have tons of Thunderwing figures. Now we have tons of Bludgeon figures. That Pretender Shell still does okay, but it definitely doesn't command the $200 or $300 that it used to back in, let's say, 2007, 2008. Things changed. So it's just something I wanted to talk about and for people to be aware of, because it was a conversation and I just felt it would be good for a finance talk here. And it's something that I always like mentioning these, because then it could tell the audience, hey, you have a Twin Twist right now that's sitting on your shelf that you don't like and you want to get rid of it and you could get some coin. The window is there right now, because who knows, it might be the same situation where you had to reveal the Shield Jazz and it was going for good money, and then that window closed, and now, I'm looking on eBay, completed listings, you could get a mint on card reveal the Shield Jazz for $20, when a mint on card one would have been $150 just a couple years ago, before we even knew about Studio Series 86 Jazz. So keep that in mind. You got a Twin Twist, go make yourself some money. Make yourself some money. Make me happy. Make some money for yourself. But that's just what I want to talk about here. Crazy world we live in. Take care of yourselves.